Hey everyone, welcome to Gadget Talk. Chad's working over here on the side as we're just coming into it, but want to welcome everybody tonight to Gadget Talk. It's been a crazy month. I know I've been busy with a whole bunch of projects. Chad, how's your month been?
Busy as usual. Lots of projects. Oh, well, you've had more than I have, but yes, busy trying to build stuff. Same old thing.
Yep, same old thing. It's just been crazy around here. People coming in and out of town, getting to see a lot of people, caching friends that with different megas going on right now, and people traveling through. It's been kind of nice getting to see a lot of caching friends. But we got a really great show for you tonight. We're going to be building a maze. Chad's going to be breaking out some toys, getting to see some stuff being worked on. But before we get to that, we need to hear from our sponsors. If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine write-in-the-rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro-containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and a hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today. All right, and of course, we got a couple of other things. We have some announcements. One, we're still doing the promotion for Write and Rain. And remember, if you go to Write and Rain, just type in Geocache 21 for this month, and you'll get, I think it's 20%. I know I ordered a whole bunch of stuff. I needed some new pins, so I ordered some stuff from them this week. But just type in Geocache 21 this month, and you got just a few more days for that discount. Now, the other thing that Gary wanted us to mention was the Geocache Talk Network is only 40 subscribers away from being 2,000. And when we get to 2,000, Gary has said we are going to be doing a coin giveaway. And so I'm not sure if it's going to be the regular show coin or if there's going to be another coin that's out there going to be there. So get the word out. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers. And as soon as we get to 2,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a coin giveaway. And so that's just really exciting to be able to do that. Just go ahead and find that. That's what we are trying to do to get to 2,000. And there's a lot of stuff that's coming down the pike that we can't even talk about, not just for the network and for this channel here as well, or this podcast. So, all right, Chad, are we ready?
Well, almost there. So my camera, for some reason, my build cam or my computer that runs it decided to restart, and now I'm having issues logging on.
Okay. Well, I see you from it. Or is that your other camera?
That's the camera on the laptop.
Oh, okay.
One second here.
So, while you work on that, can you talk and kind of tell what we're going to be doing tonight?
Talk and chew gum at the same time, or walk and chew gum. So tonight we're going to work on, we're going to build a maze. So, unfortunately, I started 3 of them. And didn't finish any of them, so we might have to continue it here next week. I had a great idea to do one real simple, and then thought, oh, this is too simple. I'm going to make it a little bit more creative, and then started another one, and then another one, and so we will go. But you'll get the gist of the build tonight, just from what we're going over, and then we can share the rest of it here next week if we need to. And, remind everybody about next week's build with the challenge.
Right. So now next week we're supposed to be a viewer build. So if you have built a Gadget Cache using the DVD drawer, So it's just a slide out. If you've done one of those, send us an email. And of course, that's at, I got switch parts here. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background that's just crazy. But if you send us an email at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com, show us your build, let us, and we'll be able to hook up and send you the link for next week's show. Because this is supposed to be a viewer build. And if we don't have a lot of viewers on this one, we'll probably finish up doing the maze. We'll do this as a 2-parter. So that's okay as well. But we'd love to see what you're building. And if you don't know what we're talking about, this is the challenge that we gave at the beginning of the month when we had Chad Tricashis on, when he was showing us how he does his one of the drawers with the CD. Really fun way of doing it. I have a DVD player downstairs I have not broken into yet, just because all my other projects have been going on. So send us an email at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com and let us see that. Or if you need to, you can always send us a message on Instagram or Twitter at Gadget Talk Podcast is where you can find us on there. So love to see what you got and would love to see your ideas, and would most definitely love to have you on the show next week. And that'll be next Tuesday at 8:00 normal time. So that is what Chad wanted me to announce on next week's show. All right. I see it down there.
We're on.
So long enough. Did I tap dance?
Yeah.
Right.
You did. Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you. I'm glad you have the gift of gab.
Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that.
Because I definitely don't. So, okay. So building one of these. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have seen these built, the maze, and I'm sure people have built them as well. I know Roomba Cats has built one that we've seen, and I'm sure other people have. Now, this is just a way that I would build one, or kind of an example. And then, it's one of those things, I was building it and thought, I can make it better and do something a little bit different. So I started doing it a little bit different, changing the way I did it and stuff. So you'll see, and I'll go through all the different examples that we had on the cache itself. So, or on the maze. So first of all, I started out here.
Build cam
here. Of course, you always got to start. I don't know how clear that is.
It's all right.
Is it okay?
It's not great.
You kind of got to start with a plan. So I kind of had a plan. I measured. I came up with a drawing of how I wanted my maze to run on here. I actually had 3 different ones, and I thought, well, then I want to do a door. So on my final plan, I actually want to have the marble. The marble is going to sit here. There's going to be a stop here, so you can't run the marble backwards. And it's going to run around here, and then wherever, like that. And then once you get to the end, when you hit the lever, it will actually pop the door open. So you actually don't have to have a hole. No one needs to bring a marble. It's actually a bearing. So anyways, I'll make it open the door. Now, what you could do is you can have 2 pieces of wire sticking out. I was thinking some paper clips with like a spring on them. So when it went through, it completed the circuit, which would then open a door. But then I decided to go with a momentary switch on it that actually will work. And it actually, the switch actually stops the ball bearing from going back. So you can't go backwards on it. Right. So start out with a drawing. That's kind of a basic drawing. There's actually other ones on there, but that's easier to explain. Then what I do.
Pac-Man maze.
Huh?
Pac-Man maze? Yeah, Pac-Man maze. And then the Pizza Ninja says, I would want to build a pizza maze. Of course you would. Yes,
me too. Actually, what's kind of fun about this is you can build a round maze, or a round maze, or you can see it on the table, and do it out of acrylic, and then actually put a picture of a pizza behind it. And so that would be kind of cool. So it would just be a circular maze. And for me, I would cut that out probably on the CNC machine out of on a piece of MDF or some kind of wood or PVC board. And you just router out the area and put a piece of clear acrylic on top, and you'd be good to go. So, so then what I did was, because sometimes material is expensive, especially nowadays, and I plan on using acrylic, is I cut everything out in a piece of cardboard here to make sure everything fits. So I cut out my example of what I wanted, and this is what we're going to be using for the ball here, the marble. So it's a 1-inch ball bearing on there. So I cut everything out with that out of cardboard, and I cut out. I didn't want to complete everything, and then I cut out these. So these are 1.15 inches, or you can go inch and an eighth, just so it has a little bit of play between the marble and the two sides.
Okay.
So I made my maze, measured it, and then I would know exactly where everything would fit to make sure everything goes through. And then I could measure my distances to know exactly how long my parts need to be.
Right.
And this kind of tells me where the door will be, the hinge to the door. So since this have an acrylic front, it'll have an acrylic hinge on it, and then there'll be a latch on this side that will pop open once the hinge goes. So this will be the start on here.
Okay. Now, is this maze going to be flat or is it going to be vertical?
It's going to be vertical. So it would be sitting in a junction box or a conduit box, or some kind of electrical box, panel, anything like that. You could do it in a birdhouse too. You can do it small. You can do a big birdhouse, do it sideways, whatever. So you'd start here. The latch would be somewhere here. Actually, I changed it with the way I do it now with that latch. Originally, it was just going to be completing a circuit. So anyways, so that's how I started. Got everything all set up. Know what my measurements need to be. And this was for acrylic. So this cardboard is actually the same thickness of the acrylic that I wanted to use on the build. So everything would lay out perfectly.
Okay.
So from there, I cut the acrylic out. So, and the cool thing about this, like what I was saying to Pizza Ninja, is you have a picture you want to put behind it. Right now I still have the paper on here. But you peel this off and it's see-through.
Clear, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be good. I drew on here, but we can take that off with some denatured alcohol here real quick. Well, I'll leave it on. But if you draw on it, it's not a big deal.
What did you use to draw on it? Did you use just a Sharpie or what was it?
No, I just used a gel pen.
Okay.
Sharpie would come right off too with denatured alcohol as well. It's not a big deal on there, but I don't want to weld the acrylic together with the ink on there, because then you'll see it in the weld.
Right. It won't be a
kind
clean.
of liquefy. Yeah, it won't look very good. And that's assuming my welds will look good.
Well, they usually do.
So anyways, this is the exact piece of this, right?
Right.
So,
okay.
Now what I'm going to do is I cut out these cardboard templates here. And again, I didn't get to cutting all these out, but we could probably end up doing it here as we're building. So my original measurement, my original route, I need to use this to look at.
So let me ask this. So with the original route, would you be able to pull that paper off the bottom since you did acrylic, and lay the acrylic on top of it so you'd actually see your route? Would that work?
Yeah, and I considered that, right? Driving or writing on the back of it as well. But I think with just using cardboard paper templates here that are the exact size, they're not going to weld. And so I can actually just hold my acrylic up to it and weld it and then pull the cardboard. Now, I actually cut some pieces of acrylic to use, but that will all end up welding in there.
They'll end up welding, right.
So my plan
before
is
anybody asks, I'm sure... So Tom is asking, and I didn't see this. He said, are you cutting that on cutting board, or if not, that's a cool table or desk? He's looking at your table.
It's fake wood. It's
fake wood, right? Okay,
it's fake. I don't know. It's IKEA countertop wood,
right?
Desktop.
So now your cuts on the acrylic are really clean. Did you do that on table saw, or what did you use to cut your acrylic?
On this one, I used my new toy, the laser cutter,
of course,
because it comes out really clean. But it's so much quicker than running it through a table saw or through my CNC machine.
Right.
Now, if I didn't do it on the laser cutter, I would have just ran it through the table saw. So a high tooth blade, 80 tooth or plus, hopefully you'd use. Wear safety glasses because acrylic does create. Oh yeah, it makes a mess, and acrylic blisters suck. So make sure you wear. I actually wear a full face mask when I cut acrylic.
Okay.
So, but yeah, table saw, high tooth count, you'll be good to go. So this tape's on here because I welded it. Didn't take it off yet. But anyway, so now when you're using a laser cutter, make sure you're using cast acrylic. If you don't use cast acrylic, it will actually burn, and the fumes are actually pretty toxic from it.
Okay.
So if you see this is a nice, clean, clear cut on it there, and
so Tom's asking, a laser cutter, is that like a lightsaber? I will be Googling that in a minute. Just about. And Tom, just to let you know, we might get to see something being cut tonight. Just kind of stay tuned. Stay tuned.
You'll see how quick and easy this is, and it just speeds up the whole project so much. So if you look at this acrylic here that's not cast, it burns.
Oh yeah,
there, and it's not a clean cut at all. So it's actually a really gross.
Was that when you were cutting the pizza maze?
Yeah, that was a pizza maze. Exactly, that was a personal pan. So anyway, what pieces are these?
I don't know. You're the one that cut them. I have no idea what pieces these
are. So when you're making these, or when you're getting ready to weld these on, you can leave the paper on here. Okay. And that way, if any weld gets on the side, it actually won't melt the side. It'll make it look better, right?
It'll keep it cleaner. That's great.
Yeah, it'll keep it clean. So I'm going to put my 2 templates in here and make sure that is not the right one for there.
So Adi just says, I just got a Glowforge at work. I work late a lot now.
I heard that. Nice. You know what? What's he think about it? I mean, I think it's an amazing tool that I don't know how I went without it. I do, but it speeds stuff up, and your projects are really, really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me look at my measurements here for this. So this is that one. I don't have that one. That's that one. And that's that one.
So Adi says that he loves his Glowforge. The Pizza Ninja says, I so need a laser pizza cutter.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And Tom's is going, hope of when we mentioned about, hold on. Direwolf says, were we supposed to sign a liability release form before watching these shows? And Tom goes, I hope so, because I've never seen one or heard of one before. Few minutes ago. Maybe Tom's talking about the laser cutter, but yeah, probably
he's not talking about
liability release on this would be because Chad's got really cool toys and makes us all very jealous and want the toys too, and just gives us something to save up and put on our Christmas list. It's my thought.
Yeah, you know what? It's great. It's tough. I would give up the CNC machine for the laser cutter. I just wish the laser cutter was bigger. That's my only concern. I would say go with the Pro so you can actually feed through the laser cutter. I went with the Plus, and I'm kind of regretting that because I'd like to do a little bit of bigger projects on it. So,
but I don't think it would fit in your workshop.
What, a bigger one?
Yeah.
They would, but they're heavy.
Yeah, and you got to work on that other side to your right.
That other side there that needs to turn into a shop, yes.
Yeah,
It's on my list, and my wife keeps telling me you need to do it. I figured she went away last week, and she thought I'd come. She said I thought I'd come home and it would be
done.
Be done.
I mean, she's already given you her blessing, so go for it.
Oh, I know. Oh, it's me. I don't want to do it. Well, I have a hard time. I don't know.
I like your face sucker in the back. I'm looking at on your back.
Yeah. Moved a couple things around, not much.
No, like I said, we still need to play the game where we're trying to hide stuff around in the background.
Yeah. You won't be able to find the child or a Grogu right now. So what I'm doing now is I use a syringe for my weld material here. I have this placed right where I want it. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and weld it here in the bottom. This is going to be hard with that door.
And the weld that he's doing, it's a weld on. And weld on, if this is the first time you're seeing Chad working with acrylic, what weld on does is it literally welds the acrylic. It melts the acrylic and fuses it back together. And it creates such a great bond that it's probably going to be, that bond's not going to break before the acrylic does. Acrylic will actually snap before that does.
Yes, I've snapped it before.
Yeah, it is such a great way. And it doesn't burn if you get it on your fingers. You're going to want to wash your fingers, of course, if you get it on there. But I think you have like, what is it, a minute to work with it, and then it's pretty much done. If a minute.
Yeah, it depends on which one you get. There's several different levels you can get, and there's a gel. So if you're wanting to make something waterproof, the gel, you could hit it with this weld on here, which is like a minute. And then I'd go over it again with the gel, and that takes 24 hours to dry all the way, but it's a better seal. Okay. So what I'm doing is I typically would start down here, but I need a longer piece. And I haven't cut it yet. Well, so I'm kind of cheating.
We can cut it here shortly.
We can, but I actually don't have that long of a piece of acrylic.
Oh, okay.
So I might need to cut it in two and make two pieces.
And make it one. Which
would be kind of cool because you could actually do a stair on it, on the maze. And so they'd actually have to get the ball up over the stair.
So, Charles, Pathfinder 33 says that cucumber lime Gatorade is on point.
Oh, can you see it? Oh,
not a sponsor.
I haven't had a chance to clean my desk at all. So it is if you haven't had it, I highly recommend it.
I haven't found it. I haven't found it. I got to look for it. I want to try it.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find. When we buy it, we buy the whole stock whenever we find it. So
I meant to grab some when I was at your house.
Well, you should have.
I know. I was still in just awe when I was in the workshop. I was.
Okay, so my next piece, maybe I might have to cut this. Sure. Now, you would think that someone getting ready to build something on here would actually have it ready to go.
Well, you measure twice, measure thrice, measure 4 times, cut 9 times. So, I mean, it just all works the same way. I mean, I'm constantly trying to remeasure, and then I screw it up, and I got to go back and redo it again anyway. So, it's measuring's part of it. Just double checking. There was like I actually thought Pathfinder was joking, but no, I love lime, and I just want to try it out. So
it really is a lime cucumber Gatorade. It's delicious, so refreshing.
Tom says
we need to get a sponsorship.
Cut it 3 times, and it's still too short.
That sounds like something I'd do.
Yeah. So that's just continue welding right around the hole for our audio listeners. So it's just, I like how you're using the syringe because I've on mine I haven't used the syringe. I have the little bottle with the tip on it. That syringe seems gives you a lot better.
Oh, the syringe gives you a lot more control. I've done the bottle too, and then when you flip it up, it still keeps squirting out.
It keeps coming out, right?
Yeah, because it has the pressure in it. But yeah, no, this works good, and it welds on pretty quick. And then if you look at it, you can kind of see. I go through it real quick, let it weld, and I hit it again, and you'll feel it. It'll do the capillary refill. It'll suck in to any area where there isn't any, and then it's good to go. So, okay. So I did take the paper off that one because I like to be able to see
Right.
How my weld on is working, and I'm have enough experience that I'm not going to hopefully make a mess. I won't guarantee it, but hopefully I won't.
I could not guarantee the same thing.
So,
but yeah, I just love that weld on. Once I remember the first time I tried gluing acrylic, and I was trying to use super glue, and that was the biggest mistake in the world. I ended up just going, okay, forget this, and just went in and drilled holes and use little screws together. But it did not look as good. Much rather would have had the weld on.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things, right? If you don't know about it, then it is what it is. What do you do? Sorry, here I'm looking to make sure my
you're good.
Is perfect. Is right. Got to follow my map, because if I don't, I'll mess up, and I might mess up anyway.
So Chad's laying in the third piece of acrylic into it. And this is just going to look really, really clean.
Just trying to crawl up the acrylic.
This just looks really, really clean. And I've been wanting to build one of these for a while. So this is a great way of doing it. Unfortunately, I don't have a CNC machine or a glow forge. So I'm going to have to do the old fashioned way with the table saw and cut the pieces out.
Well, I almost did one with each just to show the difference on them. But I just sometimes don't have the time.
Yeah.
It sucks that you have to have that thing called a job.
Yeah, I know. I hate when jobs get in the way of cache building.
Yeah.
If we could just figure out a way to be able to do this all the time, oh, that'd be so much fun.
Sitting there going, why is it not welding? I ran out of solvent.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so what I did not check, just to make sure that okay, big enough.
So
my math could have been off.
So with the ball in there, how are we planning on getting it through? Is it with a magnet?
So yes, so it'll be a magnet. In fact, what we could do is when we're done here in a bit, I'll take the acrylic off the backside, flip it over, and we can give it a try.
Okay.
Here in just a minute. So now we actually do need to do a couple cuts on some acrylics. So
Dave says it's called retirement. Build 24/7.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, but some of us haven't gotten to that part yet, Dave.
Yeah.
And that's why we call you on when we need help, because we know you're ready for it.
Okay, so I need a bigger desk. I need one of those move around shop tables.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that while I was there. What, didn't I?
Yeah. Need a lot of stuff.
All right.
Okay, go back to this. Where am I at? What do I need?
So let us know what you're thinking. I mean, loving the comments in the chat room tonight as you're going through everything. So this is just a lot of fun. And remember, as Chad's measuring, if you have a build for next week, send us an email at Gadget Talk Podcast. Is that right? Gadget Talk? Yeah, Gadget Talk Podcast at gmail.com. Just send it to us there. Or if you need to, send us on Instagram at Gadget Talk Podcast. We'd love to see it. Love to see your builds. And be sure to follow us on there and look for posts coming up this next week on our social media for the build for next week as well. So Pizza Ninja is doing a phenomenal job as our social media manager for the network and getting a lot of our posts up there. They're doing a lot better than what we were doing for a while there. So thanks Pizza Ninja for getting that up there for us. And also remember, we're still working on trying to get to I think we're down to 39 subscribers now. I can go to the channel and check for sure. But because we had somebody that subscribed tonight as we've been talking about it tonight. So
oh, we lose you, Derek? Or maybe you lost me.
So yeah, Houston Dave says hashtag. Am I there or are you there? Okay. All right. I think I'm back now. Sorry. Houston Dave says hashtag 2,000 subs. So yeah, we're looking at Brent says only need 39 now. So looks like we got 39 left to go. Unless some others have subscribed tonight, but we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. We're just shy of that. And when we hit 2,000 subscribers, we will be giving away another coin.
So if you can't see what I'm doing right now, I'm actually just inputting the new cuts into my program here.
Yep, I got it up on the screen now. So now the cuts that you're doing, this is for the CNC machine, correct?
No, this is for the laser cutter.
Laser cutter, Glowforge. Sorry, wrong one.
Yes, this is for the Glowforge. Not sponsored. We need to get We need to get more sponsors.
We do. I could use a Glowforge.
That'd be cool.
To sponsor us.
Me too. I could use a Pro. My brother-in-law goes, "I'll tell you what, you could buy a Pro, and I'll buy this one from you for a couple $100." I'm like, "What?"
No, I just want the other one. I'll take either one. We need to work on somebody helping us get the sponsorship on that. That'd be good.
So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. So right now I put in my dimensions here of the pieces I need. And then you go up to print. And so it's actually going to think about what it needs to do, which can take a minute.
And what I think is really cool is the image that you're seeing there is actually there's a camera inside the Glowforge. So you're actually seeing the acrylic where it's going to cut.
Yeah, so you can see the other acrylic that I already cut pieces out of. So it's going to take 1 minute and 3 seconds to cut. I'm going to confirm the cut. And Audie probably is like, "Oh, you're going really slow with this." But I wonder what one does he have?
I don't know. Sounds like a airplane winding up there.
Oh, yeah.
And to let everybody know, we only need 34 more people to subscribe. So go ahead. So yeah, so we're seeing. So is it cutting right now?
So it's cutting. You can't see it. It won't show a live cut. It looks like on the program, but as soon as it's done, it will pop up.
Okay, because we got.
I can take my camera over.
Will it reach?
Maybe.
We got 28 seconds, 27 seconds left on your cut. 25.
Yep.
24, 23, 22. So this is actually kind of exciting. That is really fast. I mean, I couldn't even cut that. There's no way I could cut that fast on
any kind of table saw or chop saw.
And of course, being it that clean. Sorry, I just phased out on that one. But yeah, that's just really cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it's cut.
So what it's going to do is, because it does create fumes, it's going to suck them out. So it has actually a blower in it, which is one of the reasons I went with the Glowforge. It has an internal a blower, so it blows the air outside, so I don't smell anything.
That's
and it's going to say, it says keep the lid closed for a moment. Well, minimizes the smell, and then it will say all done.
Oh, and I saw the image change.
Actually on there.
Yeah, I saw the image change.
Open this up, and you'll see it's. I'll go back here to my build cam.
Build cam.
So this is the cuts here, and they just pop out. Oh, that's actually a little bit harder than they normally just. Usually, when I lift the acrylic up, they pop out. But that is them all nice and clean.
That is really, really cool. Yeah. I'm asking Sandy for one of those.
We can do an episode on Glowforge. There's several cachers. In fact, Derek, we should start a Facebook page on Glowforge builders for geocaching or whatever it is. Like they have for
all right, sounds good. Pizza Ninja, can you get on that for us?
Is he listening? Is John listening?
Yep, John. He's in there.
I could show a few things that I've done here. I've done a lot of stuff and given it away with the Glowforge, and it's actually pretty.
I know you're working on something for me too.
I have it right there.
Sweet.
I need to get in the mail. Okay, so we got a few pieces here all ready to go. I'm going to take the paper off. And so this piece will go here. And then this piece will go here. Oh, you know what? I didn't measure for in between. I believe this piece. I gotta look at my. Goes down there. This will go.
So, could you put that piece that you've already cut back in there and just slice it off?
I could, but you have to try and line it up. So here, I'll toss it in there, and you can look at the camera for a second. Well, you'll see when it pops up what I do with that piece. Clear acrylic, it's hard to see. You got to try and square it up. Now they have these clamps for the machine that actually will hold the material, and that's what I like about this versus the CNC. The CNC machine, if your clamp comes loose, it'll throw that piece of material out. So, where was this one at?
Okay, yeah, I see it a little bit there. Yeah, it's hard to see with that black background.
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't have the paper on it. Yeah, so you got to have to try and line that up, and I can zoom in to it to try and get that thing to line up, and then I could run my cut over it, at least try to. But honestly, I got a bunch of acrylic. I'll just redo it.
Okay. Well, and it only takes what 50. It only takes a minute.
Yeah. Well, that was for 3 pieces. If I just got to redo one, it'll be a little bit less.
So that is just really cool. And now, Dave, now you've seen, or Tom, now you've seen why we're all envious of Chad with his Glowforge. And I know there's several other builders that have one now. Audie's got one. Can't wait to see what caches he comes up with that one. And then we'll also Brent has one as well. Or sorry, not Brent. Ryan saw Brent somewhere in the message as I was scrolling through. So, but Ryan Simmel has one, and he's made me a really cool name tag.
Oh, the name badge.
Yeah, the name badge with LED. Yeah, it's really cool. There's lots of fun stuff we can do with the Glowforge.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't cut acrylic either.
Oh, it cuts a lot of stuff. I've actually have a lot of stuff here I've done with it.
Yeah, I'd be making a lot of scrap stuff myself.
Oh, unfortunately, some of the stuff is not, the wood is not cheap to get sometimes.
Right.
And so it's okay, so that goes there. I had to figure out where I had that. It does not look right. I think it has to go on there.
And I love how you're using the templates, the cardboard that you've already cut as your spacers. So that's a really great way of when you're doing this maze. If you haven't done a maze, that's really great to be able to do that. Because some really great tips. Because like I said, I've been wanting to do a maze like this, and this is just some really great ways of being able to do this.
Yeah, I think it really is the best way myself. I'm sure other people have better ways to do it. There's always a different way or a better way. This is what happens to work for me, right? So
right. Well, and what works for you may not work for somebody else, but it's a great technique. I think I would use this same technique myself.
Yeah.
So I think, the Piece of Ninjas is saying, yeah, that'll be sweet to do a Glowforge. I believe that's what you're talking about there, John, about doing a Glowforge community group as well for cachers. So and I think that'd be cool to be sponsored by Gadget Talk. So.
Yeah, that would be actually, that's an even better idea. I didn't think about.
Yeah, Glowforge community group sponsored by Gadget Talk. So that'd be a great way of doing it. And to let everybody know, let's see where our numbers are. If we talk about subscribers. All right, we're at 1967 on subscribers. So we only need 33 left. 33 more subscribers to get to 2,000. So, of course, there's a lot of people that will be listening to this on there. So if you are a listener and you're listening to this later, jump over to YouTube and subscribe to the Geocache Talk Network. If you have not subscribed yet, like I said, we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and that way we can do a coin giveaway. So, Doug's got a question. Is there a maximum thickness of acrylic or polycarbonate that you can cut with on the Glowforge? What's the maximum?
There is. I'm not sure what their thickest is, and again, I've only had this for, I guess, a month now. I think almost a month. When we were in town, it came in the day you came in.
Yeah, it came in the day I came in. Yeah.
And so I haven't messed a ton with it. I've gone through 1/4 inch acrylic. It was the thickest. I have 1/2 inch outside that I can try, but you can go in and you can adjust all your settings on the machine. You don't have to go with their settings. So they have settings that they recommend. You go online and see what other people have used for cutting material. And then you can just do your own, and you can actually name it. You can save that setting and name it. So if you're trying to do 1/2 inch acrylic and you found the setting you really like, you can name it that way and put it in your toolbar. So if you go up here, if you go to the Glowforge or the window there, up in the top corner here, you go to the material.
Okay.
And it gives you a list of different stuff. And you can type it and find, this is just some of the stuff that I've cut. There's leather, there's thick acrylic, there's maple veneer.
Could you do PVC?
I've not tried PVC. I think PVC is not good to cut for the VOCs, if I remember right.
Yeah. I just didn't
even
know
if you have it vented, but I probably will try it at some point. I'll probably hit go and then leave the room and then come back. But if you can type in a material, or you can go to use uncertified material if you want, or you can go in here to the cut here, and you can score, engrave it or ignore it. And then if you want to, so you cut, if you want to do your own manual, you can do your laser power here. And this is the speed you can adjust. You can adjust the number of passes here as well. So, and then if you want to name that, you go up here to the custom here and you name it.
That's really cool.
You just hit the plus. So it's kind of cool, and you can mess with it. But nowadays with the internet, you can just go online and find out what everybody else is using.
Right.
They'll share what they're using. So I've engraved aluminum. Not too successfully. It didn't turn out that great. I still got to mess with it.
Right.
I did a lot of stuff. I've cut a lot of cardboard. I've engraved on cardboard, and then I've cut a lot of wood, a lot of veneers and acrylic. But I haven't done too many odd things.
Yeah, and that's really cool. And those that are listening, that was not a siren. That was the Glowforge coming back up and starting actually cutting. Is what that was. So and there's down. Yeah, it's not an air raid siren, so we're Chad's safe where he's at. I'm safe where I'm at in Memphis, so we're all safe.
Okay.
So now we got that recut.
So we can go.
Your build cam froze.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's really cool. That is just really. I think that's just really. I'm gonna pull it out for a second, but that's just really amazing how that cuts like that. Such a clean cut on there. So yeah. Daryl was saying, I know nothing about this tool, but I'm curious if it can cut glass.
It can engrave on glass.
Okay.
I don't think it can cut it. I don't know if I'd be willing to try the glass.
Yeah. So, and Tom said, VOCs plus NOx plus sunlight plus heat makes ground level ozone. Bad stuff. So is that cutting PVC? Is that what you're talking about there? Tom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I would imagine that's what he's talking about.
Okay. Houston Dave said, this is better than tool time.
Yeah, so
we're not killing each other. We're not burning things up. Nothing's exploded. So nobody's getting hurt and going to the hospital. So I would consider this much better than tool time.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
not as funny,
anyway,
but
this is how I do it with acrylic. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm measuring, cutting, gluing pieces on, and then we can get to the final piece. I can run the marble on there if you want to see it.
Yeah, if your build camp's still frozen, so.
Oh, let me. I might have to. Oh, you're live. Backstage.
And we are now down to 32 subscribers needed. So we're at 1968. Awesome. So yeah, keep hitting that subscribe button. We're doing really great. Trying to get to 40. Once we get down to 2,000 or up to 2,000 subscribers, then once we get to that, we will give away a coin from one of the limited coins. Because once those coins are gone, they're gone. So, and I know Puzzle Talk's already gone. That one's already been sold out, but we do have some Gadget Talk ones left and some other ones. So yeah, just go ahead and keep hitting that subscribe. Don't unsubscribe and subscribe. That's not going to work. But yeah, send a message out. Try and get more people to subscribe. We're trying to get to that. We have 32 left to go. So it's still
That's
frozen.
the funniest thing is I completely logged out.
Yeah, you may need to shut the camera down and bring it back up. So that we can try that. So Romacat says, do you need ventilation system for the Glowforge, or is there an internal filter for the smoke?
They sell one for $900, I think it is, but everybody says find a window to vent it out of. It doesn't really work. I think Ryan bought one, and I think he said he used it a couple times,
right,
and then hasn't used it since.
I know, Dave. I'm sorry. It's been so crazy. I'm trying to get it out. I may just have Gary send you one. So I know Gary's listening.
You can just you can call the Chromia and have them ship one out too.
Yeah, and just no charge, or charge it to me. So
the podcast.
I'll take care of it this week. I know I keep all the different projects. Life has been getting in the way.
This is the strangest thing, man.
All right, thanks. He says it's okay. Christmas time. Hey, I want you to be surprised when it shows up. That's the deal. Yeah. If you're expecting it, it's no fun, right? What Direwolf said, he says, I'm going to create a 32 public accounts, and then no, don't do that. They'll all disappear. Trying to get to our up there. That's really funny though, but it would be great. But we're almost there.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch cameras.
Switch cameras on it? Okay.
Yeah. Because that GoPro is nice, but it seems to like to freeze up.
So Doug is Doug. I take it that you're going to probably be buying one of these here pretty soon. So I know we're getting this, but Doug is asking, is it like a vinyl cutter where you can import a JPEG to cut out part with the Glowforge?
Yeah, so you can import several different formats. It depends on what you want to do. Now, not everyone will let you engrave with it, but can you bring me in? The device is not connected. Sorry. It will. So they'll only let you do certain things. Now, I typically bring in SVGs. Or PDFs. That's what I will typically bring in.
So we have
I'm trying to connect this other camera. I don't know why it's...
The Con Man Anna says, man, this is epic. I love the projects that are happening on here. So yeah, thanks. This is a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us tonight. And whenever you're listening, we're trying to come up with some new projects, trying to play with some of Chad's new toys that he's got here. So like tonight, we're working on the Glowforge, trying to do this. And Doug is saying very interesting. Thank you. I know we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the camera. Hey, I see the camera is working. So that I see that down
one.
That's great, but it's working. So yeah, so we're trying to get the build cam so we can see what's going on once again.
It's backwards.
So, but yeah, thanks for joining us. You got to hook it up somehow. And this is what's fun about doing a live build podcast. We never know what's going to happen. Technical issues may happen, and we just got to get through it and do this. So this is just part of live. Doing live TV, they always said when I was in television, the ones that are the craziest ones is when you have kids and animals, and evidently they didn't know about gadget builds at that point. So
yeah,
that would be the number 3 in there. I mean, I remember always watching like Johnny Carson or different shows, and Jack Hanna would show up, and I was always expecting the monkey to pull off somebody's toupee or something like that and just run around with it, or as monkeys do, throw other stuff at people. But
okay, so the plan with the marble. Hang on.
I got it.
You got
No
it?
more
Okay,
echo.
cool. Let me take the paper off the back of this. Oh, look at new. There you are. I've been looking for you. I love working with acrylic. It looks so good usually when you're done.
It does. It's so clean. And I love how now as you're seeing it, like you've done the weld on there, you see how those pieces are completely welded in there now, and they just look really, really clean. So Rumbacat is saying, no camera is fine. I just love looking at all his gadgets in his shop.
So, yeah, I know it's cool. I actually, I enjoy showing them and sharing them. So I could spend hours
I enjoyed
sharing
looking at
stuff. So I just had the magnets sitting over here. I literally just had them and thought, I need those in a minute.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of different stuff in there. Now we see the GoPro down there in the shot. By the way, there's the marble.
The GoPro, yeah.
The one that decided not to work really well right now.
You know what's funny is I had it my koi and my goldfish. We have ponds in the back. They both had their babies. They both spawned this last weekend. Wow. So I actually had my GoPro in there for most of the day, actually recording the spawning. And maybe that's what it is.
So yeah, everybody's just commenting on your shop. Bell on the Move says all the hidden treasures in the shop are always awesome. And then Gary says bounce shop talk, new channel. Yes,
I would do it. I'd be better at that than this.
Or what he meant is new podcast is what he meant.
Good. We can talk tools. We can talk all kinds of stuff.
Yep. We can have a lot of fun.
So I don't know how strong this magnet is. The one I had out here was really strong.
Here, I got one here that's really strong.
Yeah?
Yeah. Here, I'll hand it to you.
Who's Grogu? He's...
Here you go. Can you get it?
No, not yet. Man, I don't know. I just had those things. That's the craziest thing. Isn't that how it always works? Seems to here. So, my board.
Conan and Anna, do you guys have a 3D printer for any geocaches you make? We do. I have a 3D printer over here. Chad's got two in his background back there over his left shoulder. And we've done some stuff with the 3D printer. The thing is with doing a 3D printer cache, we wouldn't be able to do it on the show. We'd start it maybe early in the morning, and it might be done by the time showtime comes in.
Possibly done.
Yeah, it takes so long to do those. But if you're looking for a geocaching group for 3D printers, you can go find one. There is one. And what I'll do, I'm going to pull it up real quick, and I'll drop it into the chat. There's a great group for 3D printer geocaching. It's run by
the truck. Isn't it?
The truck, yeah, it is the truck. I was trying to think of his name, but yeah, it's by the truck. So yeah, he has one there. Are you making an electromagnet?
No, I have one right here though.
I know, but I'm sitting there watching.
I actually considered switching the podcast to that. You know, we need to do that because I make a cache in the stone one, and it works out really well. It's actually pretty fun. So no, I was just going to show this since we're running down in time, and I actually wanted to go over. I have a couple other things to show. This was my idea here for the latch. So this will be on the end. This will be in the back. So this is the part you'll end up seeing of the cache. But I didn't put a back on it, so I need to roll the magnet this way. But then you see the door here. So when the cache goes through, or when the ball goes through, oops, hang on, I think I disconnected the ground. Probably should have rolled it off my desk. There we go.
And there's the link for the group for the geocaching. It's called 3D Printing for Geocaching. There's like 444 members, and they're posting stuff in there all the time. So there's that in there. So.
You know what's funny is I was doing this all day yesterday, and I was doing it every time.
What's popping?
Yeah. So anyways, that would go down and activate the switch. And then the way it would be, should be up and down. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So anyways, that activate the switch. And the nice thing is if you try and go backwards, you can't. So they can't just, and then the ball will stop down here on the bottom of the maze. And they couldn't go backwards. They have to go through the maze to get it to work. And the ball's heavy enough that it won't hopefully sit in there. And burn
that is genius. I love that. I love how you did that. Because I know we kind of talked about that at one point, and I was trying to figure out how to do that and
how to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my ground must not have been hooked up the first time. But yeah, it seems to work now.
And I love the latch that you're using. It's like
well, once in a while they may have to go through the maze twice. Who knows?
So, and that
when everything's all soldered together, it will probably work a lot better.
Right. Now, are you using a 6-volt or a 12-volt latch on that one? Do you know?
This is it's a 6-volt latch with a 12-volt battery.
Okay.
So it's only activating it real quick.
Right. I love, and we've talked about this before, that latch is such a great latch. I love putting that on caches, and it's really, I love the way when it opens, it literally slings that door wide open, and it's just really great. We do have, I can pull a link for that latch itself off of Amazon. I'll put it in the notes here shortly. We don't really have build parts for this tonight because it's just acrylic. There's not really a lot of build stuff to it that we could put in there. One, you need a glow forge, and then it's acrylic. Okay, so you acrylic, you make your maze.
You don't have to have a glow forge though.
You don't have to have a glow forge.
You can use acrylic for a long time without a glow forge.
Right. You can, and like Chad was saying, if you're cutting acrylic, you can cut it with a high tooth saw blade. On a table saw is really easy, but you need to make sure that you're wearing safety protection because getting that splinters anywhere. I need to go ahead and get a full face mask. I wear glasses and I'll wear we all have masks all over the place, so I'll wear a mask. My kids don't like the smell of it because it does have kind of a funky smell, but just be careful. Ventilation is really good when you're doing it. But just remember that. But as Chad's working on the latch down here, I'm going to pull the build cam back up so you guys can see that. And I'm going to be pulling the link for one of those 6-volt cabinet latches, actually what it is.
So one of my ideas I had was to use this copper tape to complete the circuit. And so was to have a piece here, one on each side. That doesn't work if I connect them to each other. Where's my battery? Let's see if it works. This will be a quick test. I had so many ideas doing this. I just didn't know where to.
Right.
Didn't know where to start. Okay, so the latch is here. And here. Let me just hook up the ground. And so all this is copper tape. Copper sticky tape. That's all it is. And it should, in theory, you can hook LEDs up to this and it'll light up. So you could actually run copper. You could run this tape all over somewhere. It'd actually look kind of cool. And you could touch stuff to it and it would light up, in theory. Let's see. We're doing this live, so let's see how well it works. So if it touched it, oh, it's not enough power. You can hear it trying to latch. So the tape's obviously not enough. So an LED will work fine, but the latch is definitely not enough power. So just a thought. It was something I was thinking when I was here.
Yeah, that's part of what building gadgets is some trial and error. A lot of error and some good times that happen as well. I am looking for the 6-volt. I am not finding a 6-volt latch. I'm finding a ton of 12 volts.
We should already have the link somewhere, right?
We do, and it's in one of the builds, and I got to go back through it. And I know I have one on my channel on Behind the Cache. Here's one. Found it. Found one. But sometimes they sell out because these are a lot harder to get a lot of times. So I am dropping a link into the chat right now. and that is the link. It's an Amazon link. It's an affiliate link for the 6-volt latch. All right. Now what do you got, Chad? I'm looking at all these.
So, so this, I messed up on one of the cuts. This is a key maze. And I literally cut this out just a little bit ago. So you'd put this all together. It popped together. I'm not going to put it all together because I need to finish it. There'd be walls that would go in here, and this would go on top. And you see this little slot here?
Right.
There's all kinds of pieces. This was the cutout of it, where it was sitting. But you end up putting all the pieces in, and it's actually a key that I need to open this up. And so in order to get, there'll be a lock on this side that you can't get the key to. This was the thought. And this was something real quick. I actually bought this on Etsy real quick. It was a few dollars. So you run the key through the whole maze, and once you get to the end, you could reach a lock with the key and unlock the door. And then the key would come out, and you put it back up over here for the next person. Then you lock the door. So it's a key maze. So anyways, I'll have to finish that another time. One of those things, I had too many projects going on at one time. Now, one thing, if you don't want to work with acrylic and you want to do wood, this is easier. This is just some 3/4 inch cedar. I used press board for the back just because that's what I had laying around. On there, I ran a dado inside here for the acrylic to sit into. And so this is a really easy way. You need a table saw, and technically that's it. I'd recommend a table saw and a chop saw to make this. Right. But a table saw is all you need on here. And so I cut the miters on the ends, 45s. Now, when you put them together, you don't want to put the very, oops, I'm out of the shot. You don't want to put the very top on because you still need to slide the plexiglass in when you're done. But you need to mount it. So I use the tape here on the corners just to line everything up. Go ahead.
We're not seeing the tape.
Oh, this camera doesn't show as much, does it?
No, it's not quite as wide angle as the GoPro is.
Yeah. Okay, so I put the tape on there, and so I need to attach the back. Now, you would glue underneath all your wood with wood glue, and then I use a brad here on the back. And so what I typically do is put the two corners on. Now, I know it's a square because I cut this on my table saw, but to make sure you're square, you usually always want to run a tape from corner to corner,
right,
and measure it, and that's 19 5/8, and then this way too, and 19 5/8. So I know we're square, so I'm going to go ahead and nail off this wall here. No, I'm just using a brad gun.
Yeah, such a great tool.
You can use it. I have a stapler, brad, whatever.
Yeah, you got me to buy one, and I love it.
Yeah, so they're nice. Now, remember, don't do the top because you have to take it off. So leave the tape on there. Now you need to figure out your design. So same type of thing. I have a couple pieces here. This is our width here. And you would just end up laying this out. Now, if you notice that these are shallower than this, right? They're not as tall because our piece of acrylic has to slide in. So you would end up just taking this, same type of thing. You could mark it. You could drill holes through there and then run screws through the back. Or you can try and run a brad. Now, I don't know the layout on this. I just started cutting stuff just to show. So let's just see. These are 1.25 inches. So in theory, this should be okay. Now, you'd want to glue it there. Just to, probably should use staples on it. That's on there. If you glued it and you did that, it wouldn't look as nice, but that would stay. Once the glue set, you'd be good to go. Did I not nail this one? Well, I put no nails there, that's why. Oh, this side I didn't nail. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Did we lose a bill? Something
nope, we're still here.
No. Okay,
Just
good.
read
So anyway, you just go through here. The nice thing about this is if you're next to your chop saw in your shop, you just, figure out what your next measurement is. You cut a piece, stick it in, wherever you want it to be. Where's that at? Tight here. Oh, I didn't measure that.
Yep.
Of course,
and have a good night. Thanks for joining us, Conman and Anna. Glad to have you
on.
on.
They taking off? Well, yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll go over the laser stuff here in a minute. So anyways, that's that there. So you can go around, make your design. Same thing. If you want to have the marble come out, you can do a hole, or you can do the mechanism to make it open on its own. It's completely up to you. You can have it go down and push that momentary switch and have maybe something light up or activate a sound module that will give you a code.
That'd be cool.
Right? So you don't have to do anything fancy. If you don't want to use a 6-volt latch, I would use a sound module and just have it tell you the code.
Yeah.
So, because that's something that's just a quick, easy press.
Just a quick, yeah, exactly. That'd be
That's
really
all it
great.
takes. So you could also use a speed sensor with an Arduino if you want to use something smaller. But anyways, another way to do it out of wood, that's a real simple, easy way to make stuff. And then I was mentioning about the acrylic. You would, before you put it all together, now they put everything on there, this acrylic would sit inside, obviously, and cover the whole front so you could see it.
That's really cool. And that's another great example of what you could do with a different type of material. So we've covered acrylic tonight. We've covered the tab and notch, and Romacats. Doug is saying a tab and notch is so cool. Those kind of structures are super strong. So that's another one that we went over. So really, some really great examples. We got to see a little bit from the Glowforge tonight, and then just learned a whole bunch of different stuff. So we hope, this is really great. Now, Chad, for next week, are we going to finish this up, or are we wanting, I guess here's the option, guys. We want to do the viewer build for the drawer latch, which was the challenge for last month. And we have not had anybody submit anything yet. So if you are wanting to do that, go ahead and submit that in. But we will probably set the show up to go live on Sunday night. So if we don't have anybody submit at that point, we'll go ahead and continue doing maybe some more stuff on the Glowforge for next week. Does that sound good, Chad?
Yeah. I have all kinds of stuff I can share too as well. So 3D printed or
so we'll talk about using more of the Glowforge to build some gadget caches and what we can do with that as another great tool. So we'll look at that, and we may do that a little bit anyways. So we'll kind of be, next week's going to be a little bit more flexible, I think. And we're looking for those people that have already built the gadget using the CD drawer or DVD drawer. Remember to send us an email at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to see it, and so that we can bring you on the show and let you talk to us about your gadget cache that you've built with that. So you can email us at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a message on Instagram or Facebook at Gadget Talk Podcast. So, and let's see what our numbers are. We're trying to get up to 2,000 subscribers. And remember, if we get to 2,000 subscribers, we're going to be releasing a new coin for, not releasing a new coin. Somebody will be winning a coin from the Geocache Talk Network. And we are still only needing 32 subscribers. We started at 40 tonight. And in the last hour and 10 minutes, we've knocked out 8 of those. So great job. Now,
thanks to those 8 people.
Yep. As our audio listeners, if you are listening and you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and jump over to our YouTube channel, click that subscribe, and help us out on that. Like I said, we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. So,
yeah, absolutely. And I think we have one person that messaged me that they were going to do a CD-ROM drive build, but I don't think there'll be enough unless other people respond to take up the whole hour. So yeah, we can talk about anything else.
So it may be a split show. We'll have a couple. If there's only 1 or 2, we'll talk about the build, and then we'll do some Glowforge stuff.
Great. So. And then next month, end of next month, right? We're doing a show on mounting birdhouses, right?
Right. We're going to do how to different techniques of how to mount birdhouses. And I'll more than likely I'll be in my shop that next time. So
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I'll have to work out some of my microphones and stuff like that, how I'll be able to run around and multiple cameras at different places. So we'll see what we can do there. But yeah, I'll be hopefully in my shop, and we'll have some examples of how to mount birdhouses. And then also the other part of that is how do you mount some of your stuff to the walls and at where you put your caches as well, Chad. So that's at the end of the month and in August. Wow. We're already in August, coming up to August. Crazy. I was just telling Chad before the show, my kids start school next week. So it's just even
Man,
crazy.
the summer went by fast. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's no Phineas and Ferb. What is 104 days of summer? No, it was only like 60. So, but yeah, hopefully everybody's enjoyed tonight. Thanks for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week. And like I said, we'll be doing some more builds. And if you have one of those gadgets that you want to share with a CD-ROM drive, send us an email at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com. So,
and honestly, if you have a gadget or a cache that you built that you want to share, send us an email and let us know. We'll be more than happy to make time for you on one of our shows to share that. I mean, that's what we're all about. We want to see what you build and maybe help. You can bring some inspiration to other people. Right.
The show's about you. We want to inspire, but we want to see what you've created us to and do some show and tell. So, but all right. Anything else, Chad?
Nope. That is it. Thanks, everybody. We really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. And get the word out there. We need to get the 32 more subscribers. 32 more. That's right. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody. Night. We're not coming back, but we're going to be going out. So wrong button. You fooled me there. I know. 10-9. Maybe that's the countdown to when we go out. But all right, here we go. Good night. All right, bye.